Hey guys, welcome to Project DIY. Today we're gonna do another brake job on another Honda. It's a 2010 Honda Accord Crosstour. So you can see over here we got the socket sets, we got wrench sets, we got the caliper compression tool there, we got the impact drill and our jack stand, and also our torque wrench. On this other side here we got our new brake pads and the brake rotors waiting to be replaced. Okay, so let's get started. I have to stop here for a second because I want to show you guys that the newer Honda now have a secure bolt. You'll find the key for it in the back of the trunk. So back here in the trunk, you lift up the lid here in the back, and right here behind the tray you'll see a little pouch, and it shows you that it is the key for the nut. Okay, now that we have the key, alright, so with the brake pad screws, it's a good idea to give them a couple of whacks with a hammer, because the screws here are always so easy to break on you when you try to unscrew them. Okay, so now we're gonna take off the bolts. There are 4 bolts. It's the 2 main ones that hold the caliper, and there are 2 in the back that hold the whole caliper assembly here. So I grabbed the caliper with a piece of wire here, so it doesn't have to be dangling around and ultimately destroy the brake line here. Alright, so after giving a few whacks with a hammer in the front and the back of the rotor, this way it will loosen up a little bit the nuts here. And I also use a little bit of W40 on it because they were really hard to get out. Okay, now before we put in the caliper back in place, we need to make sure that the clearance here is enough for the new brakes, because the new brake pads, they're much thicker now because they're newer. So we need to push this pistons back to the housing here with the piston compressor tool. So here we are at the rear brakes, and as you can see, it looks different, and it also has a smaller brake pad. It has a different type of clip to hold the brake pad in. Inside they are still using the old drum mechanism to stop the car. So before you continue this job, make sure you release the handbrakes on this, because you won't be able to pull the rotor out of it. Before you release the handbrakes though, make sure the front tires have some type of stopper. Okay, so here in the back, it's the same with the front brake calipers, where you have a screw over here, down here, and you have two in the back there that holds the whole caliper assembly. When you try to pull it like this, it helps to pull up the caliper, because this way you can compress back a little bit the caliper, the pistons in the caliper. We're gonna clean these out as well and reuse them. So if you have difficulty putting the new rotor back on top of here, it's because the shoes here, they are probably out of round, so you can actually move them around a little bit so they come back to the original position, and this way you can slide on the new rotor. If that doesn't help, then you can rotate this and bring the shoes back together so you have more clearance for the new rotor. Also, don't forget to pop this old rubber boot from the old rotors so you can put it back in here. Okay, so with the complete brake assembly back in place, the rotor and the new brake pads here, as you can see, now it's time to put in the tire, and this is it.